Hello, Miles to Go, Chapter 52. Some men see mountains as obstacles, others as a canvas. Alan Christopherson's Diary. The Crazy Horse Monument was started in 1948 by a Polish-American sculptor named Korczak Joukowski. Korczak was born in Boston in 1908 to Polish parents and orphaned at the age of 1. He spent his life being shuffled through a series of foster homes in poor neighborhoods. Though he never received formal art training, in his teens he worked as an apprentice to a shipmaker and began to demonstrate his skill in carving wood. He created his first marble sculpture at the age of 24, a bust of Judge Frederick Pickering Cabot, a hero to foster children in the Boston area and the man who encouraged Korczak's interest in art. In 1939, Korczak moved to the Black Hills of South Dakota to assist in the creation of the Mount Rushmore Memorial. Less than a year later, Korczak's marble sculpture of Ignacy John Paderewski, pianist, composer, and Prime Minister of Poland, won first prize at the New York World's Fair. Shortly afterward, he was approached by several Lakota Indian chiefs who asked him to build a monument honoring Native Americans. Chief Henry Standing Bear wrote Korczak, "My fellow chiefs and I would like the white man to know the red man has great heroes too." Korczak accepted the project and began research and planning for the sculpture. 3 years later, the project was put on hold, while Korczak enlisted in the United States Army. He was wounded on Omaha Beach during the invasion of Normandy. After the war, Korczak moved back to the Black Hills and began his search for a suitable mountain. He thought the Wyoming Tetons would be a better choice than the Black Hills, with better rock for carving, but the Lakota considered the Black Hills a sacred place and wanted the memorial built there. The Lakota had no money and no mountain, Korczak said, but I always thought the Indians had gotten a raw deal, so I agreed to do it. When completed, the monument, a three-dimensional sculpture of the Indian chief Crazy Horse sitting on a charging steed, will be the largest sculpture in the world, standing 563 feet tall, taller than the Washington Monument, and 641 feet long. To put the size of the memorial in perspective, just Crazy Horse's war bonnet would be large enough to contain all the president's heads on Mount Rushmore. Korczak died 34 years after starting work on the mountain, the statue far from being completed. His final words to his wife were, "You must finish the mountain, but go slowly so it is done right." I stared at the mountain for nearly 20 minutes. It started to rain on me, and I hardly even noticed. The whole thing was absurd, colossally absurd. A man with no money, no training, and no heavy equipment decides to carve a mountain. It was gloriously absurd. In Korczak's impossible quest, I found what I was looking for.